and it works. You know, you're going like, what? Because people crave fuckery. This is why these infomercial works. This is why QVS is in business. They sell these things that appeal to emotional components to human existence. So if you have something and you know it works and it's good, you can't sell it straight up. You've got to figure out what part of your business or your product or your service is going to emotionally connect with the end user, customer, or whoever. And if you don't do that, I don't care how good you're. And this is something that I told a writer years ago, because many people were really upset when Zane like took off, and it was just like, what she writes is trash. And I was just like, she writes and she serves a market. I don't think she writes trash. And I also was writing dirty stuff. So that was another reason I didn't think that. And then I said, okay, you're saying this stuff about her. Well, why don't you take your well-polished product and promote it like she does? And the guy sent me an email and said, what you said in that group just changed my life. And he went out and did it, and he lived as a full-time author for 5 years. So it's a lot more than just the product or service. You have to know who your customer is. You have to know who you're dealing with. Like, I know 30 Days to 2500 is one of the most awesome products I've ever created, but it's not instant. Typically, it takes people 60 to 90 days to go through the program. And when you start talking 30 days, past 30 days, people are like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm going to be in this year-long program? Who's got time for that? No. I got shit to do. Learn some stuff for a year? Work very hard for a year and not make a lot of money? Are you crazy? Who does that? Who does that? Successful people do it all the time. Some people are apprenticed for years. One of the longest residencies in the medical profession is that of pathology. It's like 7 years. They are studying under people for 7 years before they get to be the doctor. 7 years. After 4 years of medical school, maybe 1 year of fellowship, plus 4 years of undergrad. So typically the pathologist who's ready to rock out is close to 40. That's why they make a lot of money. Surgery is another long one. Anything that you look at that is durable economically, it usually took a long time to build. And that's the problem that many of you are facing, Art. You're facing this, I got to have it now. I got 30 days, and I'm doing another course right now that I think serves a need. And as expected, many people didn't sign up for this disruptive money, and it's talking about money management. Manage your money or your money's going to manage you. There's a lot of people, I don't want to hear about how to handle money. No. You know, if you can give me some shit where I could parlay, my $50 into like $3,000 residual income and I don't have to do shit, yeah, I'm there. But like, working, a grooming apprenticeship, being a scholar and studying and working hard with little to no reward. Now, fuck you, man. Fuck you, Glendon. I ain't got time for that. My mama told me I was special. And special people don't do that. And this is why many of you are not successful. Because you hop and skip and jump from this thing to that thing. And then you look at that person who did the hard work, who stuck with it year after year. Then all of a sudden, they got the nice house. They're driving the Ferrari. And you saying bullshit like, it must be nice. Motherfucker got lucky. And other things that unsuccessful people tell themselves to make themselves feel good about their lack of proper choices. This is what goes on. So if you want to make money with no money down, you're going to have to pay in what's called sweat equity. You're going to have to work your ass off with little to no reward. Yeah, I'll tell you that. And a lot of people are like, no, don't tell them the truth. And see, I'm talking to you, your front brain, and I'm talking to your hind brain. Because what is going to happen is we go forward in this new economy if you do not start laying down some type of business model now. Because what I believe in is a perpetual business. And that's why I got like 30-year goals, 40-year goals, because I'm not looking at Social Security. I'm looking at creating some business, creating some intellectual products that, when I'm 80 years old, I still got a check coming in. What I saw with this was Curtis Mayfield, flat on his back, paralyzed from the neck down, I believe. He had some finger function, supporting his family because he created something years and years in advance of his unfortunate accident. So knowing that you can do this, and you hear people like, well, I'm not a writer, or when Curtis started, he wasn't a writer. When Prince started, he wasn't a writer. Prince taught himself. And this is a great example. He worked his ass off for years to get those skills that pay him now. He can walk around with the little afro and looking at people. And, actually, I hear that people who really know Prince says he's actually very funny. I don't know because I don't know Prince, but I've studied the guy. I grew up in high school listening to him. International Lover, Head. This guy took a lot of risk, which is another part of making money with no money down. Taking risk, not being afraid to look foolish. I love this shirt. When I pulled it out of the bag, I was like, I'm keeping this long time. I'm loving this long time. And essentially, what you can do is get in business. Any business. And this is another thing. People are looking for what I call turnkey business. You buy it, you turn the key, and you don't really do too much, and you make all this money. Those things exist. However, I've talked to people who've owned Subways. I've talked to people who own McDonald's. Their franchise is only as good as the operators. So even if you spend $1.2 million getting the franchise, and you don't put the proper people in place, you still could go out of business. Or essentially what McDonald's would do is take the franchise from you and move it somewhere else. That happens. It's rare because they put you through a rigorous application process before they let you get one. But what I'm trying to tell you in this long and convoluted way, there's no free lunch. There is no shortcuts to true long-term sustainable success. You keep hearing about this, and this is why I feel fortunate to have been in the contract commercial office furniture business. I got to see a lot of business models, and there's so many ways that you can make money and serve people and build stuff, but everyone wants to do what I call sexy business. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it sounds good. I don't care if I was hibernating or harvesting turtles that laid purple eggs, and that made, hey, those turtles are laying those purple eggs. I got to get up at 6 and go harvest those eggs. If that was working and gave me the lifestyle I wanted, and more importantly, if I enjoyed hanging out with hibernating turtles, you're living the life. Also, another key point that keeps people from starting a business. You want to be happy, Art. You just want to be happy. You don't know what fucking happiness is because you haven't invested in yourself long enough to actually know what makes you tick. You are using the prescribed accoutrements of other people's dreams to decide if that's good happiness for you. Happiness may be working in a bakery. Happiness may be working with kids. But because those fields don't pay a lot of money, you can't go to your heart's path because you can only think, well, I must go play with these kids and I must be in this bakery and I must make money this way. Versus you thinking, damn, well, what I'll do is I'll start a school and I'll hire people and I'll get to the point where everyone else is doing everything. And then I'll go in every day and play and teach the kids. So you usually, to get what you want, you have to help a lot of other people get what the hell they want. So when you do that, then you ultimately get what you want more frequently. But when it's all about you, was that Superman thing? I forget the song. But when it's all about you get marginal dividends. You get less. One of the reasons that I get here to talk shit, and thanks to everybody that watches this channel, is it serves last month 125,000 people. If it was serving 3,000, then those 3,000 people would be important, but I wouldn't be able to do this. So you got to serve a lot of people. You got to give a lot of people something. And that's one of the problems. And it took me 6 years. And when I say that, people are like, that's a long time. As Miss Sally Mae Jones used to say, one of my neighbors when I was growing up, if you live long enough, you're going to be old. Meaning the time's going to pass anyway, whether you're doing something constructive to make your life better or not. The time is going to pass. And that's why I said here in 2015, you could start a business and you could start something and start making some money. And let's talk about that. Some money, not balling. You got a Bentley, but it might be $50 a month. That's a win. It might be $100 a month. Many successful people, even in the internet space, started businesses that they lost money the first year. Lost money. And they stuck with it because they did their They just knew the market was there, and they just did what they had to do to keep pushing. Like when I wrote Making Money A to Z with Self-Storage Unit Auctions. I had did no market research, none. I knew the market was there based on experience. People would come to the auctions. We would play games with them because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. If I didn't have that experience, I never could have wrote that book. So you can work very hard for 2 or 3 years and not make a lot of money, but you can give yourself the gift of experience, wisdom, and foresight that it will start making money for you at some point. But you have to put in the work. And that's one of the things. And that's why I've kind of changed up my business model and how I do things, because many people come to this channel when they're ass out. When the dog is all up on their ass and they're like looking for a quick hit or a quick come up. And then I have to break the unfortunate news that typically your problem was a long-term situation that's going to take a long-term situation to get you out of it. And they don't want to hear that. It's like, hey, I want some ebook for $5 that's going to solve my life. And actually, I do have one, but it's going to require work. I know I said that W word. I know y'all hate me fucking cussing. And when I say, because many people take the word work with more offense than they take fuck. It's like, yeah, you can say fuck all day. Work. I can't listen to you no more. I don't know who you are. I thought you were my homeboy. You talking about work, applied effort, sustainable long-term effort with little to no reward. I thought we were folk. I thought we were people. I'm looking for the quick come up. I'm looking for the hookup. I'm looking for the shortcut. I'm not looking for true success because I don't know what that looks like. I've never seen it before. And all I've seen are these lies and these facades. And that's what I want because I've been conditioned for fuckery. So when someone tells me the truth, I get offended and hurt because I've never heard it before. Art. I've been there. I know what it is. It's painful. It's like waking up from a long sleep with someone slapping you like, fool. Wake your ass up. And then when you wake up and when the stinging stops and your eyes clear and the stars will go away, you're like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. And I was in that situation. I'll tell you the truth here. If I didn't go through such a hard and long and arduous process of being homeless, going through family alienation, I wouldn't know a lot of the stuff I know. I would have been spared, but I would be so stupid. I've got really great pattern recognition skills. That's why I can see where things are going. That's why I went to audio and video for my training, because people don't read. 75% of people who buy books don't read them. That's a problem for me because I want you to buy my product and I want you to benefit. But if I know that you are not going to read it, why am I going to keep writing books that I know you're not going to read when I know that if I give it to you in a podcast or a video, that most of you or more of you will consume it and benefit? That's what comes from research and experience. Many people like, well, audiobooks are never going to replace real books. I'm going to say at a point, we're going to get a bunch of, and this is one of the things that I'm talking about, the future. When you start creating your own products and solving these problems that come from having your own website and creating your own emailing list, you build up so much experience and knowledge that you make yourself so valuable. It's like you're in the gym and it's like you're 168 pounds and then 4 years later you're 225, you got 8% body fat and you are just like a freaking machine. But it took the 4 years to get all of that. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can start a business today with little to risk, no money or little money, and start learning and getting benefits immediately. But it's going to take time. It's going to be a road. It's going to be tough at times. It's going to be a journey, Art. It's going to be rough, but it's going to be worth it. So for those of you who made it to the end of this video, I got a deal for you, and I'm just going to leave it up. I'm going to give you a heck of a deal. And I'm going to give you the original, which I said I think is the best course ever. It's $1,000 now. I'm going to make you a deal. Click, click, click. I'm going to make you some deals. Pick one. And you can start tonight on improving your life, improving your finances, and gaining personal freedom. if you are bold enough and you care enough about your future. Because what's coming is going to be so arduous. As I did in Disruptive Money today, if you have a car